This is Jahn J. Kassl in a conversation with God, asking the following: are we really going to ascend and enter the kingdom of God? And that in this life or after this life? And this is God's answer. You will return to your heavenly homeland as soon as you have completed your missions on earth and brought your light to mankind. That is the journey you have embarked upon in this life. It is the brightest incarnation you have ever chosen and for which you have qualified for many lifetimes. Long before you could consent to this life, plan for it and determine your descent, you had to mature and reach the point in your spiritual evolution that is irreversible. Your soul had to be freed and purified from the adventures and karma of many lifetimes. For this, many incarnations were necessary. This phase was completed for all the warriors and light workers of that time, even before they entered this life. Each person who is now dedicated to the light and the light change of humanity and the planet is prepared for this and has reached the maturity of the soul to never leave this path. By virtue of your consciousness, you have reached the point in your spiritual evolution that is irreversible. The darkness can no longer influence your souls in any lasting way, and the ego has withdrawn to the place you have assigned to it. You are the masters of this time, the prophets and healers, the forerunners and messengers of the light, who herald the new morning and bring about the end of the time of injustice. Become fully aware now of this role, of your power and strength. What you are experiencing in the streets of the world, the resistance, the cry, the resounding no to a future you do not want, is only possible because you have learned the lessons of the past. The fall of Atlantis is long behind you, but this event has been recorded for millennia in your cellular and psychic memory. What you were unable to do then because of inability, you will do now. Responsibly master powers that benefit you. True mastery is only gained through the responsible use of power, and you are now up to the challenge. It is in this way that power is granted to you in every greater measure. By virtue of your divine consciousness, this matrix will collapse, and by virtue of your realized love, the new earth will come into being. The people who fit the new earth are taking shape. It is becoming evident how many people bring a largely clarified soul to this glorious future. All human beings who do not meet these requirements will leave this earth, and they will leave before they can do any further damage. But for you, the path to the kingdom of peace is irreversible, and you will reap what you have sown and manifest what your soul yearns for. The dark and unhappy events of this end time describe the last grasp of forces that know their game is lost, but refuse to admit it to the end. What has begun is the self-empowerment and selection of men, everyone will end up where they can have the experiences they want. Those who are stuck in victim consciousness and still need to experience what others have already experienced for a long time will find the right environment to do so. There are many lands, and so for every level of human development there is the appropriate environment for learning, for being, and for becoming. But the land that is now being lifted up is the home planet of those who have made history so far and who continue to make history now in the end times. This earth is and will remain the luminous heritage of all the generations that will follow you. But you are free from death and rebirth and far from the inert vibrations. A new cycle begins for you in the luminous world of happiness. This message of God was channeled by Jahn J. Kassl, and it was read for you by Adriana.